Okay students, so now let us move for our next concept, that is addition of vectors. Clear? So in the addition of vectors we have two methods, that is first one, triangle law of vector addition, and the second one is parallelogram law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition and parallelogram law of vector addition. So here the addition of two vectors is also called resultant of the two vectors. Clear? So first let us go with triangle law of vector addition and let us see there how we are going to add two vectors. That means how you are going to find the resultant of two vectors. Here we call it as resultant more than addition. Both are same. Addition of two vectors is same as the resultant of two vectors. Clear? So how to add two vectors, that is very important, and how to subtract, it is quite common. If you know the addition, if you know the addition, then the subtraction will be also very simple. No problem of that. Okay. So first let us see what is the meaning of vector addition, or what is the meaning of resultant of two vectors. Clear? So first let us study triangle law of vector addition. Clear? So in the triangle law of vector addition, what happens? There will be two vectors. Let us take vector A and this is vector B. Now I want to find the resultant of vector A and vector B. Clear? There are two vectors, vector A and vector B. So now I want to find the resultant of vector A and vector B. So for that reason, what I will do with the triangle law of vector addition, what you have to do? First I put my vector A. Next I will join the vector B with the terminal point of A. See this. This is vector B. Are you clear? So I will join these two vectors. As first one vector A. This is the initial point and this is the terminal point. With the terminal point of A, I will join B. Clear? So this will be the two sides. The next side, the resultant, that means the resultant of vector A plus vector B. The resultant of vector A plus vector B will be like this. See, from the initial point of A, you have to join from the initial point of A to the final point of B. Here you have to join. Clear? So now, if I take this is vector AB, if I take this is vector BC, vector AC will be the resultant of vector AB and vector BC. That is what your triangle law of triangle addition of vectors tells. Clear? So that is nothing but the addition of two vectors using triangle law. Please remember, you will have two vectors. Using these two vectors, what I will do? First I will take vector A, next I will take vector B. That is nothing but, vector A is nothing but vector AB. Vector B is nothing but vector BC. So using these two vectors, I will join vector A and vector B like this. And the third vector, that is vector AC, I will join from the initial point of vector A to the terminal point of vector B. That will be the resultant vector of vector A and vector B. That will be the resultant vector of vector A and vector B. So this is how you are going to study the vector law of addition using triangle. Okay. So for example, if I have vector A as 2i cap plus 3j cap, this is vector A. Now vector B is I cap plus 5j cap. Like this you have two vectors. Let us take AB is 2i cap plus 3j cap. BC is I cap plus 5j cap. This is nothing but vector AB and this is nothing but vector BC. Okay. So now if I want to find vector AC, that is the resultant of A and B, what I will do? I cap with I cap you have to add. That means 2i cap plus I cap. That will be 3i cap. 3i cap plus 3j cap plus 5j cap will be 8j cap. So now vector AC is 3i cap plus 8j cap. Are you clear? So this is what your triangle law of vector addition. Clear? So please make sure that vector A plus vector B is summing I cap plus I cap. Here sum of j cap plus j cap. 2i cap plus I cap is 3i cap. 3j cap plus 5j cap is 8j cap. So that is your vector AC. Clear? This is what your triangle law of vector addition. Clear? So here if you want to write the notes, you can go through the NCERT textbooks or NCERT PDF of chapter vectors in your Google. So there you can have the theory of this vector law of triangular law of vector addition. Triangular law of vector addition. Okay. So please remember, if A and B are the two vectors, I have to join vector A and B. In such a form that the terminal point of vector A should be the initial point of vector B. You have to join vector A and B such as terminal point of vector A must join with initial point of vector B. So from this triangular law of vector addition, you can tell that vector A plus vector B is the resultant vector, vector AC. So that vector AC starts from the initial point of vector A and joins to the terminal point of vector B. So this is how the triangular law of vector addition tells. Clear? So if you take an example, A and B are the two examples. If I add these two, 2i cap plus I cap will be 3i cap, 3j cap plus 5j cap will be 8j cap. Okay, this is how you have to add the two vectors. Clear? So now let us move for the second law, that is parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay. Okay students, so now let us move for parallelogram law of vector addition. So here again you have two vectors, vector A and vector B. Now I want to find the resultant of vector A and vector B. Clear? So to find the resultant of vector A and vector B, what I will do? Now I will use parallelogram law. Same as you used in the triangle law, now I will use parallelogram law. Already you know what is triangle law. Now let us go for parallelogram law of vector addition. Clear? So first let us take, this is vector A, okay, and let us take, this is vector B. Are you clear? So now by using the triangular law, what you say, now I will take this point as some O. This is A, this is B. Okay. If I use triangular law, what you are going to construct? You are going to construct, that is OB. So this will be the resultant of vector A and vector B. In parallelogram law, what we do? We just draw two sides where this is B and this is A. Clear? So now this will be the diagonal of parallelogram OAB and this is C. Okay. So now if I want to find AB, you can write it as, see here, OA plus AB will be equal to OB by triangular law of vector addition. If you want to write it from parallelogram law of vector addition, see here, this is A, this is B, that is OA plus OC will be equal to your OB. Because this is a parallelogram, the opposite sides must be equal. The opposite sides must be equal. So for that reason, OA is nothing but your CB. OA is nothing but your CB and OC is nothing but AB. Clear? First you have written OA, that is A. Next you have written AB. Clear? So from triangular law it will be OB. Clear? By constructing these two sides, it will become a parallelogram. Now we know that from parallelogram laws, opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides are equal. That's why OC is equal to AB. OA is equal to CB. So from this I can write OA plus OC again will be equal to OB. Or you can also write OC plus CB is also equal to OB. Okay. So in parallelogram, the diagonal of the parallelogram gives the resultant of two corresponding sides or two adjacent sides. See these two adjacent sides for this diagonal. Clear? So diagonal will be the resultant of two adjacent sides of the parallelogram. Clear? So this is what your parallelogram law of vector addition. Suppose you have vector A is equal to I cap plus j cap, vector B is equal to 3I cap plus 4j cap. Now vector A plus vector B, vector A plus vector B will be what? I cap plus I cap, that is 4I cap, j cap plus 4j cap is 5j cap. Clear? So I cap plus 3I cap, 4I cap, j cap plus 4j cap, that is 5j cap. This is how you have to add. If OA is I cap plus j cap, AB is 3I cap plus 4j cap, OB, that is the diagonal of the parallelogram, will be 4I cap plus 5j cap. So remember one very important point. Whenever you are adding two vectors, you have to add the corresponding values of I cap and I cap, j cap and j cap. That is very important. Clear? So whenever you are solving in the problems, if the addition comes, you have to add I cap and I cap, you have to add j cap and j cap of the two given vectors. Clear? So that is nothing but it will be the corresponding side of, or it will be the diagonal of parallelogram, or it will be the third side of the triangle. Clear? Such that incident from the initial point of vector A and it reaches at the terminal point of vector B. Clear? So this is how you have to add two vectors by using triangular law or parallelogram law. Here very important thing is you have to remember, you have to add corresponding terms. You have to add the corresponding terms of the given two vectors. whenever the two vectors are given, you have to add the corresponding two vectors. Clear? I cap plus 3i cap 4i cap, j cap plus 4j cap, it will be 5j cap. So that's what your resultant vector of A and B in parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay students, so now let's move further with the next topics. Okay students, so now let us go for multiplication of vector by a scalar. Here scalar means any real number. Please remember, scalar means any real number. Are you clear? So what we are doing, we are multiplying a scalar term to vector. Suppose, see here, there is a vector A. There is a vector A with 2 units, 1 unit and the second unit. Clear? This is vector A. Now what I have to find? I have to find lambda A. I have to find lambda A. That means lambda is any scalar term. Please remember, lambda is any scalar term. So what happens if I go on changing to this lambda? I will explain you. This is a vector A. Suppose, see, I multiply 1 by 2. I multiply the scalar term 1 by 2 for vector A. 1 by 2 for vector A. This is your vector A. This vector A is multiplied with 1 by 2. Are you getting my point? That means half of the given vector A. Half of the given vector A. This is vector A. Half of this vector A will be what? See, this will be the half of the vector A. Only this much, because it has 2 units. It has 2 units. Now, if I multiply with 1 by 2, that is nothing but half of vector A. Vector A is with 2 units. If I want to calculate half of that, if it has 2 units, it reduces to half of the 2 units. Half of the 2 units is how much? 1 unit. See here, this is 1 unit, this is second unit. It has 2 units of length. Our vector A has 2 units of length. Are you clear? So if I multiply half, that is nothing but 1 by 2. If I multiply the vector A with 1 by 2, if I multiply the vector A with 1 by 2, what I am calculating? The half of vector A I am calculating. Vector A is with how many units? 2 units. So now if I multiply 1 by 2 for vector A, that 2 units reduces to 1 unit. See this. Here you have 2 units, that reduces to only 1 unit of length. So the length of 1 by 2 of vector A will be half of this 2 units vector. Are you clear? So now what happens? The length of the vector reduces to 1 unit. The length of the vector reduces to 1 unit if I multiply 1 by 2 to the vector A. That is what the multiplication of scalar to the given vector A. Okay, so this is the given vector. Clear? Now I will multiply the given vector A with 2. What happens? Already it has 2 units. If I multiply 2 a scalar number to vector A, what is vector A? Vector A is with already 2 units. If I multiply it with again 2, it should be the double of the original vector. See, the original vector with 2 units has to increase its length by double of that. That means if it has 2 units, what is double of 2? 4. That means the new vector will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this vector will be 2 times of vector A. Here vector A has with 2 units, 2 times of vector A is with 4 units, because the vector A is multiplied with 2, that is scalar number 2. Clear? So that means the double of vector A. This is given vector A. What is the double of given vector A? 2 times of vector A. Vector A has 2 units. 2 times of vector A will have 4 units. That is what the difference between vector A and 2 times of vector A. Vector A has 2 units. 2 times of vector A means the double of that 2 units will be 4 units. So this is nothing but your 2 times of vector A. Are you clear? So next let us move for negative of those things. See, here you have 1 by 2 of A. So now minus 1 by 2 of A will be what? Clear? This is minus. That means negative of minus 1 by 2. Sorry, negative of 1 by 2. Negative of 1 by 2 multiplied with A. Now what happens? With original direction, this will be in the opposite direction. The original direction was upwards when it was positive. If it becomes negative, the direction should invert. The direction should reverse. That is what the negative of vector. Negative of vector means the definition tells that magnitude is same but in the opposite direction. The definition of the negative of a vector is what? For a given vector A, the magnitude remains the same but it will be in the opposite direction. See here, the magnitude is 1 by 2. Magnitude not changed, but minus of 1 by 2 gives you the reverse direction of 1 by 2 of A. The reverse direction of 1 by 2 of vector A gives you minus 1 by 2 of vector A. Here both the magnitudes will remain same, but the directions will be in the opposite direction. Same way, for minus 2 times of vector A, the magnitude remains same, but it will be in the opposite direction of 2 times of vector A. It will be in the opposite direction of 2 times of vector A. That is nothing but minus 2 times of vector A. Minus 2 times of vector A. Clear? So this is what the multiplication of scalar number with the given vector. Multiplication of the scalar number with given vector gives you this particular things. I think you have understood. If I multiply any scalar to a vector, what happens with that vector? Clear? So now, very important thing, that is, if I put magnitude, mod means magnitude, clear? Magnitude means length of the given vector, clear? So if I put mod to the vector, it is considered as magnitude of a given vector. It is considered as magnitude of a given vector. So if I write this, it will be mod of lambda into mod of vector A by using the laws of mod or the laws of magnitude. Now, if I put lambda value as 1 by mod of vector A, if I put lambda value as 1 by mod of vector A, and here it is mod of vector A, if I simplify this, you are going to have 1. If I simplify that, you are going to have 1 as your answer. Mod A will be cancelled and the answer will be 1. Okay. So from this, what you are going to get? From this, you are going to get unit vector in the direction of vector A. In the direction of vector A. Clear? So unit vector in the direction of vector A is nothing but 1 by mod of vector A multiplied with mod of vector A. So for our definition, we write it as unit vector in the direction of vector A is nothing but it is equal to A cap. Unit vector is represented by A cap, and this A cap is nothing but 1 by mod of vector A multiplied with vector A. 1 by mod of vector A with vector A is nothing but a unit vector in the direction of vector A. A unit vector in the direction of vector A is A cap, that is equal to 1 by mod of vector A multiplied with vector A. This is a simple remark from the multiplication of vector by scalar. Multiplication of vector by scalar. Here you have to understand the topics, you have to understand the logics. Clear? Notes you are going to get from the textbooks, no problem, or you can Google the notes. Clear? So from that you can understand the theory of that particular thing. But the logic, if you multiply scalar to vector A, what happens with vector A? That is important. That logic is important for us. We must understand that logic. No one asks you define lambda times of vector A. No one asks you define law of vector addition. No one asks you define law of vector parallelogram. Clear? So, but what important with this particular class is you have to understand the logics behind addition of two vectors, addition of two vectors with triangular law, addition of two vectors with parallelogram law, and multiplication of a scalar with given vector. If you understand that, everything is very good. Clear? On the same way, we come through the conclusion of unit vector, that is vector A cap is equal to 1 by mod of vector A multiplied with vector A. If you define this vector as unit vector, remember that A cap formula 1 by mod of vector A multiplied with vector A. If you remember this formula, it is very well and good, because we are going to use this unit vector in so many number of problems. Clear? In vectors as well as three-dimensional geometry. So for that reason, what I say is, remember the formula of unit vector. What is unit vector? A cap is equal to 1 by mod of vector A multiplied with vector A. Clear? So you remember that formula, you remember the logic. If any vector multiplied with scalar, what happens with vector? That logic you have to remember. Don't try to behead the theory of this from your textbooks. You understand that logic. You understand the logic of vector addition with triangular law. You try to understand the logic with parallelogram law of vector addition. Don't behead the theory. No one asks that. In mathematics, every important thing is logics behind that theory. So in this particular class, I have given everything logics what you need. Don't behead the theory which is present in your textbook. Clear? You just understand the logics. These logics we are going to use in further problems. So for that reason, please make sure that you are perfect with triangular law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, and multiplication of vector by a scalar. Clear? So in the next class, I continue with problems on this particular logics. Clear? So you understand the logic, that is more than enough. So it will be very helpful whenever you are solving the problems. Okay. So notes, you go through your NCERT textbook or you Google PDF of vectors of class 12. So you'll get notes there, no problem. Logics you can get through my videos. Okay.